Could you give at Marks with Mike's podcast a shout out? Shout out!
Hey yo!
What a maneuver! Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Are you kidding me? The irresistible force meeting the
Yo, you already know what it is, Mr. 6'9", JT, back in this piece once again. And of course, I'm joined by the co-host, L. Cheech. What's going on, Bobby?
Yo, what's going on? We're back at it again. Another week. How y'all doing out there? Chicha La Casa.
Hey, well, you already know, per usual, laying in the cut like a Band-Aid, trying to make sure that I'm cooling it, at all times. Yo, before we get any further, we definitely got to, send our love and our prayers to the homie Savio, wishing him a speedy recovery. Get well, get all the rest that you need, Bobby. Don't pick up the phone, put it on silent, all that good stuff. But also, before we even get further, you already know the vibes. You already know what it is. We tell y'all every single week, so I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen. Look, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, Marks and Mikes on all platforms, okay? Whether that be on Twitter, IG, the Book of Faces, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. We had a Pinterest. I don't know what happened to that. You can also follow us on all your favorite podcast streaming apps. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can follow us, of course, at Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, Radio Public. We could keep going on with the names, but you get the drift. Look, we are everywhere that podcasts are available. Like, follow, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, man. Look, we had a long week in wrestling. A lot of people felt, a little froggy. A lot of people out there, unloading the clip, just straight shooting out there, straight shooters, bang, bang, pop, pop. So what's going on with it, man? We got to go ahead and talk about it first, man. We got to talk about what happened on Raw last week. Speaking of being straight shooters. Yo, Raw shooting. Raw was shooting right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and talk about it. I mean, there's a lot of things that's popped off on Raw last week. I mean, you had the whole entire situation, if you will, to build up more into this storyline between Bianca, Asuka, and of course Alexa Bliss going up against Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and Bayley. So you had that going on. You also had the promo heard across the world. The promo that everybody was talking about. That promo that came straight out the hip. I mean, usually people keep that thing on their hip. They keep that toolie, that blicky. So when I say it came off the hip, we pulled that microphone out, no script, no nothing, right off the hip, and they were straight shooting inside the ring, man. Tell them about them promos, man.
Man, it was something like that. It was, we haven't been accustomed to in the last, decades. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of refreshing to some extent. You know what I mean? Like the direction of both companies where they go. But yeah, man, like the exchange with AO and McIntyre, that was kind of like the shit, take the mood off, and of course, the one from Mr. Hype Piper, CM Punk, going at him. Tell them when I'm saying a lie. It was pretty entertaining, that's for sure. You had a crowd all and oohs and ahs. So,
You had them high and oohing, on and on. I mean, the whole thing about inside the promo is like, look, check this out. You've been talking about how, it's been you over the past year. First of all, Kevin Owens came out like, so you gonna name everybody but me? He's like, well, I was getting to you. But, you give him the man enough time to get to it. But they was chopping it up with the exchange on the microphone. Drew McIntyre said something that we thought we wouldn't hear on the broadcast, especially back-to-back in the WWE ring, on WWE television, where wrestlers were inside a wrestling ring, less wrestling. And we had ourselves an impromptu match. But before we even could get there, hey, this Triple H era showed me one thing. You know what it showed me, Cheech?
What's that?
it showed me that no matter if it's on a Monday, if it's on a Tuesday or a Friday, Triple H is always going to start off the show with what?
Women! I said women!
Women. So we started off the show on Raw. We had Alexa Bliss and Asuka going up against Nikki Ash and Doudrop to go ahead to advance inside the tournament for the women's tag team titles. They're already teasing that we may be getting that Nikki Ash, gimmick drop. There was a backstage video. I don't know if you've seen it. I think it was on IG or something, where Doudrop gives her a jacket, not just any jacket, kind of like a jacket that she would wear in Sanity or whatever, and she ripped the cape off the back. What's coming next? Maybe that mask comes off. Maybe we get the drop of the character. I think that's what everybody wants. But needless to say, yes.
That's what she needs.
Yeah, but if we gonna do that, then we gotta drop the Doudrop off of Doudrop.
Because you gotta understand that's pretty much maybe copyright, money purpose. So that ain't going nowhere.
Underneath Vince, he gone.
He ain't gone. He still holds, the majority stock.
I mean, yeah.
He's still running the, shaking the pot. Don't let people.
I mean, yeah, okay, I get that to you, Bobby. I get that to you. Listen. So we pull up from there, right? We leave from that match. Then what else did we have go on? We had Theory in a backstage segment with Dolph Ziggler. And Ziggler basically, came up to him. It was like, yo, when I had that briefcase in my hand and meant something, I earned it, I fought for it. And then Theory goes on to tell this man, unlike you, I'm going to do something with it. Unlike you, I ain't going to ruin the rest of my career. B, those are fighting words. Those are fighting words. You hear me? You just ain't gonna tell me something like that and not expect me to swing on you.
Yeah, right? Ziggler been doing. You know what I mean? He's been, swinging, going back. You know what I mean? And he's there for a reason. You know what I mean? Still, even though I'm pretty sure he might want to be gone, want to leave, but he's still having great matches. You know what I mean? With whoever they put him across the ring.
No, I feel it. But it was like as soon as he said it, Dolph Ziggler was like,
I've been killed, man. Get off, man. What you doing, man?
Like Dolph Ziggler wasn't even playing with it. It was like the rest of my career. Hold on, B. Like, so we had that segment go down. Of course, Rhea Ripley is just roughing, going wreck shop all over the Mysterio family. Whether it's Ray or Dominic, anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it. So she not really too much, I guess you could say, worried about the consequences of her action. And I kind of like that about her.
You talking about Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, we're talking about Rhea Ripley.
Baby. You know what we're doing right here? It's just, you know what I mean? Like, not the second coming, because but she's playing the role of China right now. And she's doing it. You know what I mean? Because she gonna, gonna do.
Okay. I can see that. Second coming. I mean, not the typecast anybody, anything like that. Don't want to do that, but I can see where you're going with that. Then later on that night, we had Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz in the tag team match, looking like two green Laffy Taffies, going up against Mustafa Ali and going against Cedric Alexander on a Monday Night Raw. Not in some BS segment when he's running around for the 24/7 7-Eleven European across the street championship title. Like I kind of appreciated that because people been saying it for months. Like, hey man, y'all got to do something with Cedric. Like, and especially Mustafa Ali as well. So we got both. We got two things in one. All right, we got the best of both worlds happening for us at the same damn time. So that right there, I can really appreciate. The something that we've been waiting on. So it was good to see that tag team action, and I like it as a tag team.
It was a good match.
Man, that shit was a hell of a good match. Yo, check out this spot though. The spot like towards the end of the match, I think it was Mustafa Ali was going for that 450, coming off the top rope, and Ciampa.
You know,
Funny,
and Mustafa Ali doing that, it's like, people look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but remember the AJ Styles did it, you know what I mean, 2 weeks ago when they made the move, and that's Ali, facilitating that. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, man. He could be a good opponent. You just gotta give him time.
Yeah, everything takes time in this world, man. All take a little time for everything, the progress go ahead and, develop and everything like that. It's a circle of life, all that good stuff. But yeah, we had Ciampa and Miz come out on top. They look good as a tag team. Do I want to see them as a tag team? Nah. I'd rather see those guys have their respective, singles outings, with their careers. But then again, the tag team division is mighty weak right now. Mighty weak. We had a Veer sighting last Monday because we haven't seen Veer on Raw since McMahon, you know what I'm saying? So Veer got rid of a job real quick in quick fashion, submission. That was nice. We had Styles going up against Bobby Lashley. First time ever.
I thought that would have been the main event.
That's what I thought. I thought that was going to be the main event. But unfortunately, or fortunately, nah, that wasn't the case. What did you think about this Styles versus Bobby Fish? I mean, Bobby Fish. Styles versus Bobby Lashley. We got some Bobby Fish news later.
Bro, on paper, you know what I mean? And just, video game and fantasy booking, all this stuff, they miss each other in TNA, I believe. So that's the type of matches you expect to see night in, night out, and those type of shows, Raw, SmackDown, and put up the ante at the pay-per-views. You know what I mean? They got a talent, and they bring in more people in. You know what I mean? So they could switch up the matchup and still give us fresh matchups. So, man, it was great, man. That what was that? What was I saying?
Bro, you was talking about Bobby Lashley versus AJ.
You know what I mean? So
my dog deep in Iran over there. Go ahead, keep going.
So man, they definitely gave us a treat. You know what I mean? But like I said, I thought it would have been the main event, but they get put in the hot spotlight on the title, so that's great for them.
Yeah, man, it was good, but later on, after that, we got a non-title 24/7 championship match between Dakota Kai and Dana Brooke, which lasted 2 minutes, if that. I think I'm really giving them more time than what it lasted. But someone has the match time. I'm not that guy that really times the matches. That ain't me. But I will say this: after the match, the trainers and everything were probably looking at Dana Brooke like,
"Hey, Ronnie, girl, it looked like you got your ass whipped. Now, did you at least pinch the bitch?"
Because me personally, bro, I didn't even see her getting no offense in, let alone defense. Like that was like, I don't know. I think that 24/7 championship may be coming to an end, bro. I don't think that's gonna fly in Triple H's era.
If there's any time for that to happen, is now.
Yeah, get rid of it. And there's no shade to Dana Brooke whatsoever. It's just a simple fact that the 24/7 championship wasn't even hot after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like after the first 2 months, it kind of ran its course, and it just been dragging it and dragging it and dragging it. It was fun for the pandemic, which was still in, like, you know, for the I guess you could say the piped in crowd. It was fun for that, but other than that,
But yeah, just take the bill out and take Dana Brooke away.
no, leave Dana there. Good things are gonna happen with her. I'm telling you.
Yeah, she's gonna be off TV.
Speaking of off TV, man, so from that squabble that we had, you know what I'm saying, earlier, we ended up having the main event of the night. We had Theory going up against Dolph Ziggler. Now that match right there was straight fire. Like I can't compliment that match enough.
How?
I mean, yep, and Theory has been having good showings with, you know, these vets inside the ring. And that don't get it twisted. We talking about Dolph Ziggler, probably like one of the best workers, best sellers, period, of this generation. You know, I'm not talking about all the time, because if we do that, we got to put Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair up there. But we talking about somebody who gonna sell your move and make it look like, you know, it was so devastating. It's gonna be him, hands down. It's gonna be him. But no, the match was good, man. There was a couple of moments there when I was like, yo, I don't know. I think Theory might catch this L. But unfortunately, you know, the powers that be felt right. Hey, this guy's the Money in the Bank winner. We got to keep him strong. So we'll see what happens with that. Well, speaking of happening, man, we got to talk about what happened on HEATWAVE.
HEATWAVE, man. That was kind of dope. Like at the beginning, you have Paul Heyman's voice, you know what I mean? Giving it that HEATWAVE, you know, type of deal. Yeah, it was a nice showing, you know what I mean? The show was actually, you know, went neck and neck with every other show through the week. You know what I mean? They have some nice segments, you know, other shows, but overall, HEATWAVE had the heat last week.
Yeah, they definitely had the heat, man. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? But they had the heat. They bought the fire. I mean, just off the card alone, it was a pretty nice build going off it. You know, you had on the card, of course, you had the main event, which was Bronner versus JD McDuff, aka big head ass little boy, aka Bebo Lottie, got more head than he got body. Jordan Devlin, you know what I'm saying? That match was good, man. That match was very, very good. I would like to see more, you know what I'm saying, of Jordan Devlin. It looks like we're gonna get more of him. Especially with the news that we got later on that week. But we had the North American Championship. Carmelo Hayes going up against Giovanni Vinci. And he did what he said he was going to do. He put my dog on a T-shirt. All right?
Yo, that match was, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to lie. I never been like the big Carmelo Hayes fan, but
what happened after that match, though?
You know what I mean? Yeah. He got my respect. You know what I mean? Like, I could see him in the main roster already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Man, I would love to see homie on the main roster. But no, that match was real nice. I mean, these two different styles clashes going back and forth. Why haven't we had this match before? It's the real question. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when he was inside Imperium, like I would love to see Trick and Mello going up against him and you know, Buddy Burcham. But I mean, we got it now. We got a one-on-one. So for what it's worth, timing is everything, and I thought, you know, this was the perfect placement for it. Some people felt that Melo was going, catch the L, and the rumors of him getting called up to the main roster have been swirling ever since he's joined NXT. But it's a good way for the champ to retain, man. I mean, Carmelo Hayes, is he a person that needs to win NXT championship gold in order to be considered, a great NXT? No, he doesn't. He doesn't need the heavyweight championship. But I can tell you this: do I see him in NXT past 2022? No, I don't see it. I mean, this guy, as hot as he is right now, I think it's time to go in a strike while it's hot and get him up out of there. That's just me.
We'll see. We shall see if he gets a run at the title. You know, if they add more people to his clique, what's going on? Let's see.
You know what else we had pop off? We had more people from the UK showing up on NXT. So
well, we now know now, even though rumors and news, but yeah, we know now why they.
I mean, you know why, but we didn't know before. But yeah, we had Gallus show up, interrupting Diamond Mine. Then after that, what do we have after that? We had Roxanne Perez going up against Cora Jade in a nice, spiteful match. I love it, man. I love it. 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 Once again, hitting on all cylinders. All women. Gotta happen, man.
I know to me.
But that match right there is a prime example of we don't need a title. We don't need a 2-month bill. If you fire, you just fire. You know what I'm saying? If you fire, you just fire. And that's exactly what it was, man. I mean, Roxanne Perez, go ahead and, Roxy, she comes out with the W. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, a moment like this.
Well, I said that wrong. Cora Jade came out with the W. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens from there with this whole story. You know what I'm saying? Are we going to have these two feuding like fucking Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, for a long period of time? Like, I don't know. I just know that we got to move on from this. Maybe one more match and that's it. Because we've already reached the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless the next match has some type of special stipulation. We had the street fight between Santos Escobar going up against Tony D'Angelo. Speaking of my Italianos, the official intern / baddies inside the house, Miss Casanova.
What's going on? Personally, I think this match was trash because I just never thought that, Mr. Italiano over there was a good representation. I think he overdoes the Italian accent and everything else. Like, I've watched enough mafia movies back in the day and know when the actors are doing their part, but I think he just takes it a little too far. But I was more irritated because I think Santos Escobar should have taken that W. I think he's a better talent and he represents the company better than this guy does. So I just really wasn't fond of the match. And not to mention, I think they chose the wrong name for the show because ECW's pay-per-view was HEATWAVE, and that was like off the chain. This was like mediocre in my opinion.
Okay. So it was mid. Some people thought it was Primo. Some people thought it was Gas. Some people thought it was Zaza. But you said it was mid. You said it was that downtown Bobby Brown. You said it was the brick. I feel it. Let's move on to the next match.
No, but hold on, man. How you gonna go? This match has something.
Talk about it then. Get it off your chest.
Right. It has something on the line. Him retiring. Luna, shut the fuck up. And it just. This dog. No, but what I mean, like Escobar, like he gave him the match. That, like D'Angelo was capable of, but the part about it Yeah, it was a good match. You know what I mean? The only thing, now you see everything moving. You know what I mean? It's about time he gets, to get a run up there. You know what I mean? In the main roster. So that was pretty much what happened. You know what I mean? Him losing like that. You know what I mean? They see something in D'Angelo. You know what I mean? Yeah, probably the gimmick was not the best representation or whatever. You know, they tried it, but that match was pretty dope. You know, and we'll see what's next for Santos Escobar.
It was the best match to me on the card. Period. I mean, it was.
It was the best match.
Best match that night.
Just don't really agree with the result, but I think personally, I hope he actually does get a championship opportunity, regardless if he ends up on Raw or SmackDown, because he never really got, where he needed to be, with the main title. He always had the secondary title. So I don't know, man. I just hope that he gets a better shot at something when he goes up to the main roster, but only time will tell.
Only time will tell, and time is ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking. So let's go ahead and get to this last match of the card. We had, of course, Braun Breaker going up against Big Head JD over here, Jordan Devlin. JD, how do you pronounce his name? McDowell?
It's JD McDonough.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Jordan Devlin, basically.
So basically, JD McDowell's, that's what I'm gonna call him. I ain't getting ready to get into all that. They got the Big Mac, we got the Big Mick. But no, this match right here was a definitely good one. It was a test to me to see where the skill set was at for Braun Breaker. You know what I'm saying? Because he's wrestled a lot of guys that has a style, but then he's wrestled some guys who hasn't had it, as far as a Dolph Ziggler, far as wrestling someone like a Cameron Grimes and wrestling someone like, I always get his name mixed up with Joe Casey, I'm sorry. But he's had these type of styles clashes, but to have this go on, a guy that has that strong style approach, versus a technical wrestler, this was a very good one. Definitely tested him a lot. I mean, there was a moment in there where, the mouth was all buzzed up and toed up and all that. We showed it earlier. If you want to show me what crazy look like, that's crazy. Because ain't no way I'm smiling and my mouth toed up like that. But, yeah, this match was definitely hard hitting. I mean, it's good, and now things are starting to make sense, and we'll talk about that more when we get to rumors and news. Now everything's starting to make sense of why all these people have been flooded this way. But this was a good one. Speaking of those people coming across the pond this way, we end up getting a special appearance by this guy, Tyler Bate, UK champ. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's Tyler Masturbate.
Nah, it's the big strong boy himself. Tyler Bate coming through. And by the way, this tournament didn't even air, and they already showed who the new champion was going to be. That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, because didn't the champion got hurt?
Yeah. That's what happened.
What's his name?
Elo Dragunov.
Dragunov.
Yeah, but my thing is they didn't even show the tournament before they revealed who the champion was coming out on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? That was supposed to happen on the Thursday for them to show the new champion is going to be. But we got a sneak preview.
Spoiler alert.
A spoiler alert. You know what I'm saying? But we had this moment at the end of the match. Both titles held up high, and it looks like we are going to have a match coming up real soon. Coming up at Worlds Collide, we're going to have the NXT champion going up against the UK champion. Of course, Mandy Rose did retain inside her match as far as the title against Zoe Starks, which I thought Zoe Starks looked very well. But I think, in my opinion, this was definitely Mandy Rose's best match, period. Period. Like, I have not seen a better match from her. I mean, a lot of that has to do with your dance partner. You know what I'm saying? But this was like her best showing. Her best showing. And I don't know if I'm ready for her to come up to the main roster yet. What y'all think?
Who's coming to the main roster?
I'm just saying.
Who?
If Toxic Attraction is coming up, Mandy Rose is on the way.
Oh no, Toxic Attraction. That was just a filler. Because as you well know, in order to get into Canada, you need to be vaccinated. And Nikita, she wasn't vaccinated, and then Homegirl got hurt from that match, so we started. So that was like a filler. So even though they won, I don't think that it was kind of like for them to have a run and for them to stay up there. In my opinion.
Well, all I know is Mega the Stallion. Mega herself, goddamn Thicky the Dragon cream bowl. She couldn't make it. So that's how we got the situation that we got. But I'm saying, like, I want to see Toxic Attraction on the main roster. I don't know if it's a one and done, but I know if you're going to bring them up, you got to bring up Mandy Rose. That's all I'm saying.
But see, I think she still needs that developmental. I think she still needs to develop a little bit more. I mean, that was like one of her best matches, period. But I still think she needs to work on more shit before she comes up to the main roster. They're good to go.
Yeah, to me, they don't need Mandy Rose.
No, they don't.
They good on their own.
They good on their own, but it's always. I mean, but hell, the Dakota Kai and Io Sky really don't need Bailey, but familiar face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, they do need Bailey. Yes, they do need Bailey. What are you talking about?
You think they
look
need
at
Bailey?
Look at it this way: like Io Shirai was pretty much the only champion. I think Dakota Kai could have got a championship a long time ago, but they never ran with it. Io Shirai was a championship for a long fucking time, or Io Sky, whatever you want to call her. But I think they do need Bailey's like overshadowing with them now because they're coming up as a team. So maybe they're going to start doing some trio shit like in WWE. Maybe they'll have a trios belts on. I don't know.
Okay, I see what you're saying. See what you're saying on that, man. I see you. So moving on from that, man, we got to talk about AEW, Dynamite, and everything that came along with it. So we talking about AEW, CM Drummer, all that, right?
Bro, like, I don't know if y'all saw it, man. I was able to see it, kind of watch it again. House of Dragon, Game of Thrones fan over here. House Targaryen, the dragon. So it was pretty dope how they had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat somehow involved just because of the dragon. You got Daniel Bryan, American Dragon. It was kind of dope. See, having that connection, with HBO, and that's big for them. You know what I mean? And the comeback of Mr. Casanova's favorite wrestler.
Hey, Kenny Omega.
I'm waiting for the close-up again.
I ain't got no close-up of him.
No, I'm saying to me.
Oh, you? Yeah,
exactly. Fuck that guy.
All right, moving on. So we move from there, man. Yeah, so we did have a hell of a banger of a card last week. AEW Dynamite, in conjunction with HBO, the whole House of Thrones, the spinoff, or should I say the prequel of Game of Thrones. But the big news. I mean, you had Omega come back. You had the Gun Club basically leave. I mean, it was a lot that went down, but everything everyone was talking about was the after drama. But we're gonna get to that. I mean, I'm not just gonna skip past that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna get into these matches too, man.
Yeah, I got a theory too. I got a theory, like, hypothesis.
But we had Danielson going up against Garcia. Best 2 out of 3 falls. As you know, they fought each other twice before. Daniel Bryan getting the win, Garcia getting the win. So this is the rubber match. So yeah, we end up getting the best out of 3 falls inside this one. And man, these guys did not hold back. They didn't hold back at all. These guys were definitely out there pushing it to the limit. You know what I'm saying? Blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh. On that DMX type shit. I mean, we had moves like this going down. Oh, that's not it.
And now Garcia, nowhere left to go. Strike after strike after strike, for God's sakes, on both men. Is there no humanity here?
It's dead even 1-1. Oh my gosh.
The bell lock is cinched in, and Garcia goes out.
There is your winner, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
So after that match, and during that match, you start seeing shades of, the yes chant, Daniel Bryan, fingers in the air and things like that. So we got that Daniel Bryan. So we started to get him, and then at the end of the match, he goes to the handshake to pick him up. Chris Jericho comes in, pushes him over. Garcia kind of pulls Jericho off of Bryan. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. Maybe Garcia leaves. Jericho Appreciation Society. He joins up with Blackpool Comeback Club. I mean, we may see something like that happen. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of possibilities out there. But I do know that match was definitely a good way to start off AEW Dynamite. If you're gonna start off hot. So that was.
But do you take Danny Garcia like as a legitimate wrestler, like contender? I don't know. He doesn't do it for me.
What?
Nah, not that. Danny Garcia doesn't. I don't know, man.
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
Hey, nigga. Like,
I mean, personally, I think Bryan Danielson's already a made guy. So if they were 1-1, I think since, Garcia is kind of like a heel, they should have got him to get like a dirty win just to get over on, Bryan Danielson. I think he should have won that because Bryan Danielson don't need any more notoriety within that company. Like he's already a made guy because he comes from like all over, like between WWE, Ring of Honor, like he has his stature within the pro wrestling business. So I think Garcia should have went over on this one.
Okay. I feel it. Garcia probably should have went over, but he didn't. It didn't happen. We got Bryan Danielson going over. We had the little moment after the match, that was pretty dope or what have you. Then we move on to the Gun Club versus the Varsity Blondes, right? So I'm watching the match, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm starting to sense something because remember the week before, I think it was on Rampage, or was it on Dynamite? Stokely came out. He gave them boys a business card, right? So at some point after the match, we watching it. I'm sitting down, me and the kid. And then I'm looking at it, and why is Billy Gunn getting jumped by his own son?
Right now!
Like, what's going on?
Seen Stokely, he's had his eye on. Wait!
What the hell?
What was that?
Whoa!
Are you
What the hell is going on here, father?
Austin is Colton Gunn. The sons are destroying the father at the behest of Stokely.
Now, first of all, you ungrateful little bastards. That's the first thing I want to say. Okay? The only reason why y'all in there because that's your daddy. But I'm pretty sure doing those negotiations, like Stokely probably was inside the damn, locker room talking to him like,
slap your daddy. Slap your motherfucking daddy. Motherfucker gonna steal from you. Make you pay him back for raising you. Smack your goddamn daddy.
and that's exactly what he did. He went ahead and, smacked him. How do y'all feel about this Gun Club split up? Like the Gun Club split up away from Billy Gunn?
Personally, I would say that Billy Gunn's getting all the attention. It doesn't matter if his sons are part of that like little group. He's still getting all the attention because he's a legend. I don't think his sons need him. I think they need to like make their mistakes on their own, or do better on their own, one way or another. They need to do their own damn thing by themselves. But it led to a great moment because as much as they annoy the shit out of us, or at least they did for a while, the Acclaimed got to scissor with Daddy Ass again.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody come see that.
Ain't nobody come to see them boys, so I don't know why we even taking time to be talking about this.
Whoa!
To be honest, like my man said right here, Mr. Ass is the one that pretty much, doing the thing, So, hey, what better thing that what I mean? Just say it, what I mean? What was it?
Seen Stokely, he's had his eye on. Wait!
What the hell?
What was that?
Whoa!
Are you
What the hell is going on here, father?
Austin is Colton Gunn. The sons are destroying the father at the behest of Stokely.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, man. But like he was saying, man, that for me the only thing we should have talked about is just, bro. Because don't get me wrong, man. I thought at first I hated this dude, but it was obviously they started gathering traction. They made them face, but they're not like face, and I don't know. That shit's catching on, man. Come on.
I don't know, but I was thinking like since Billy Gunn is no longer, managing the Ass Boys, I think the booking in AEW still needs some work. So maybe he should be booking like the tag team divisions because he was in some legendary matches with Road Dogg. I mean, they put on some bangers of matches back in the day. So I think he'd be like an excellent, addition to the tag team booking committee because he was part of some great ass matches. You don't need to be on camera. He could be booking shit in the back.
Okay. I feel that, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, I guess he got over.
Look, at the end of the day, after all that, and I'm pretty sure after getting his ass whooped, I know Billy Gunn went to the back of the locker room.
Fuck these kids.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. We had Tony Storm next going up against Kylie King. Of course, she went over. We had the Elite with the special mystery partner ended up being Kenny Omega going up against Roosh, Dragon Lee, and Andrade. To be honest, I would have liked to see Andrade, Roosh, and Dragon Lee win that match. But realistically, we knew that wasn't going to happen. Like, it's the return of the Elite. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't nothing new. These guys have been 6-man tag champions in ROH. These guys have held multiple titles in New Japan. So I feel like we're getting ready to see a repeat in some way, shape, and fashion. Do we need them together, all three of them? No, but, if we try and get these ratings up, then yes. You know what I'm saying? If we try and get these ratings going up past 1.2 million, then yeah, we need these guys because that's exactly where AEW's peaked at on the ratings. I think it was like 1.2. So we're going to need that. We're going to need these boys together.
We don't need him over there. Fuck that guy.
Nah, man. It was dope, but what was everybody really talking about while we here? What's the name of this segment? AEW CM drone. So we had the shooting going on inside AEW. When I say shooting, I don't mean the actual gun. I mean shooting with the words coming out your mouth off the top of the lips. That's what I'm talking about. So CM Punk went off at the mouth. He says something on the fact. First of all, he called out Hangman Adam Page. Had nothing to do with it at all. So people are saying that he was going into business for himself. Why is Don Callis back? That's Omega
That's you know what I mean.
Omega and Don Callis. I mean, I like the pairing. Let's keep them together.
Yeah.
Maybe they're scissoring. We don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
but
you talking about that CM Punk exchange with Moxley, which I thought it was awesome. You know what I mean? A lot of oohs and ahs back and forth. Yeah, give it to us.
There's somebody that's from around these parts that I would like to challenge to a rematch, and I would like to do it right here, right now for you beautiful people. Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, wow.
You want that rematch? You got it right here, right now. Let's go.
But did Cowboy come out? Did Page come out? It turns out that my man went for business for himself. According to the reports, you know, he was getting back at him for, I guess, in a previous interview, to kind of badmouth him, and then in a promo back in a few months. So it was his receipt, you know what I mean? To me, that little piece of business right there, it pretty much changed everything. It could change everything moving forward towards All Out. You know what I mean? Because as you could see, the traction, then next year they announced the match that was we supposed to have at All Out for next week here in the land, Ohio. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of scenarios. And I'm going to say one before I forget, because, you know what I mean, I'm deep in Iran. Right? You got that CM Punk next week against Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley goes over, right? He goes over. CM Punk and Page, because this is, you know, when it becomes kind of personal, that's when it's like, yo, okay, we got something here. So you got that Page against CM Punk with no belt. Now Moxley needs somebody, right? So who better than to bring the ruckus? MJF. You know what I mean? And right there, boom, now you got two main events, if you ask me. A possibility. Then again, they could, I can't see. It just depends. If the match opens up the night, you see we're going to get it finished. But if we get that match at like 9:50, 9:45, you know we're going to get screwed. You know what I mean? And then perhaps they add Page into the match, you know, triple threat. I don't know. But right now, that minute, him calling him out, knowing that he wasn't there, that shit just opened a Pandora's box of, man, so many shit that could happen, man.
No, bro, like, I feel it. Like, there's many possibilities you have. You have a triple threat, you have a fatal four-way, man. Like, this could be real huge going into All Out, because, man, that weekend, the weekend, that week gonna be crazy, bro. We got Raw, we got NXT, we got Dynamite. Then on Thursday, we got, I want to say, another event. Then Friday is SmackDown and Rampage. You got Clash at the Castle. Then you got All Out. I mean, and you also have World Collide. So this could be something real big, man. Like something huge. I think we need that. But no, what everybody was talking about was that right there. They were talking about basically the exchange inside the ring. So who came out later on to talk his shit?
Punk, you live in a fantasy world, man. In your mind, you're the best wrestler in the world. Dude, most of the time, you're not even the best wrestler in catering. You think that microphone in your hand. You think that microphone in your hands is power. But this is a real world. And it's just a microphone. That microphone and all the words you spit into it don't mean shit. That belt on your shoulder don't mean shit.
Oh, who's living in the fantasy world now?
To be fair, right now, this belt don't mean shit. Not until I beat you. I am the heart and soul of this company, and every time they call me interim champion, it makes me think of you, and it makes me sick.
Yo, straight off the hip. No lines, no script. They shooting out there. Made you look.
You use a page in my rhyme book, yeah.
Yo, off the hip though. And then Punk followed up by saying, look, you can be the heart and soul. I'm going to be the dollars and cents of the company, all right? You going to be the heart and soul. I'm going to be the dollars and cents.
But then Mox hit him with the, man, don't give me that shit. You was back because you ran out of money.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's getting kind of heavy. It's getting kind of real heavy.
It's getting kind of heavy.
Hey. Yo, it's getting heavy. Like, and I appreciate that so much. I really do. Like, this is what we needed coming out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that. And wrestling last week, at that point, had just been hitting you in the face, left and right with hooks. But we leave from that whole situation. Then the news broke out that he's difficult backstage, talking about possibly walking out and leaving. They wasn't sure if he was going to show up.
Didn't he kind of like demand some type of public apology?
Yeah, and all that. And then afterwards, CM Punk went on IG yesterday, put the post about being there, returning to wrestling and AEW and everything like that. But as far as those allegations, I know CM Punk is basically looking at these allegations, looking at all y'all talking all this yin yang, and CM Punk promo is going to be very simple when it comes to AEW Wednesday coming up.
All of them lying on me.
And that's what it is, okay? Everybody lying but CM Punk. He said, show me what did he say? Show me the lie or tell me when I'm lying or something like that. So we're going to find out if he tell him the lie or if it's right off the hip, if it's true.
Emotional damage. You want some therapy?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we going to find out because...
Right, and then he was dropping names, you know what I mean? And like the second best Kingston, the third, you know what I mean? Like
the third best Kingston, the second John ever faced.
Yeah,
like, he was spitting bars.
Oh, it was awesome, and that's the CM Punk I want to see. You know what I mean? Like that he drove you into the matches. You know, think about the matches weren't like that great, but it was just his mic work. You know what I mean? Like his mic work was what drew people into CM Punk. It wasn't like, oh my God, look at CM Punk match. You know what I mean? It was just.
You know what he said? Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel you. So we know this is a story that people are taking.
Thank you. Are you saying that? Remember, I was talking to you guys earlier about the fact that back in the day, the way shooting from the hip, you know what I mean? The Attitude Era, NWO, you know what I mean? That fourth wall kind of move, you know what I mean? So you don't know if it was real or not. But right now, you know what I mean? You could fool people, you know what I mean? So the same thing with the NJF thing, you know what I mean? People took that story, whatever, that he left. It's like, bro, because now with everything, you got the Sean Ross or Rap or whatever his name is, and Dave Meltzer and all this stuff. They know the scoop. They have the scoop. You know what I mean? So this, to me, this is a work. You know what I mean? Because it's like, damn, you're gonna be like that. You know what I mean? That's kind of petty. You know what I mean? But it just now you're gonna see what Paige says and rebuttals off of that. You know what I mean? On some cowboy shit. So if that happens, best believe there's a match gonna go down for me.
I don't know. I think it's gonna go down. It's gonna get down. I mean, is it a work? Is it a shoe? Is it a work shoe?
It is, bro. It's just that fourth wall. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's kind of dope because they got you at first, but then you looking at it, it's like, yo, this is it? Is it not? You know what I mean? They even said about him wasn't going to show up to one of, was it that show?
Yeah, that show.
Remember? And then when Brock Lesnar supposedly was saying it was the same, somebody made a comment. Wasn't it CM Punk made a comment or something?
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago when Vince retired, that on that Friday morning they said Brock left the building and wasn't coming back, and CM Punk went right on Twitter and you know.
Yeah, because there was something about Sasha.
Yeah.
Trying to protect, but yeah, man, like to me, it's great because now there's a potential of two main events. You know what I mean? Like I don't think CM Punk against Pace needs the belt, and Mox have him wrestle somebody else. You know what I mean? But I loved it. You know what I'm saying? That was a great way to start Dynamite last week.
Man, Dynamite was exactly what it was inside the name. I don't know, man. Mr. Casanova, you nodding your head, so that obviously you definitely agree with that.
Well, actually, I'm gonna say this: Dynamite, that segment, because after that segment and the main event, other than that show was trash.
Hold on, the opening too.
I'm saying, yeah, the opening was CM Punk.
No, the opening was Garcia best out of 3.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like every movie, every TV show, it's good at the beginning, kind of shaky in the middle, and towards the end they pick back up. So I mean, to me, it was solid. So Tony Montana, you keep doing them lines before you start the show, and I'm gonna rock with you.
I mean, the only thing that I'm gonna say is like when Hangman Page surfaces again, I don't see any promo he's gonna cut be anything close to what CM Punk does. I mean, he might put a little sting in it, just like Moxley. I mean, Moxley started off like really slow, and then he came in strong at the end. Like his promo was average, but he finished strong. As for MJF, I know MJF is going to throw in a banger like right when he comes back. It's probably going to be like, you know, just an average, more better than average MJF promo. He's going to come out with like smoking fire, all that shit.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens there, man. I think overall, like we definitely gonna have something that's gonna be worth waiting for. The news is that MJF could show up on TV by this week, or he can show up by next week. But I know MJF is gonna be a part of All Out.
MJF comes to Cleveland.
Yeah. I think MJF just may show up to Cleveland. I wouldn't mind it because the last time MJF was in Cleveland, he didn't even wrestle. He didn't wrestle. Remember, he had a whole thing with Warlow going on. So I don't know. We get curious by MJF. We may not. You know, it's still something that we got to wait to see. But moving on from there, man, let's talk about this Friday Night SmackDown, man. Once again, SmackDown, second week in a row, or third week in a row underneath Triple H's leadership and guidance. Once again, turns out to be another dope show, another banger show. We had the Fatal 5-Way that was announced for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship against Gunther at Clash at the Castle. So we had that go down, you know, so we had this. So we have Ricochet, we had Madcap Moss, we had Sheamus, Big Head Corbin, and Sami Zayn in his hometown.
It was Sami Zayn's show, man. Wasn't they all popping for Sam? For this guy, Sami Zayn, the ginger.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold you, but this guy had pops like The Rock inside Canada. Okay, Not to mention the segment with him and Roman Reigns. The first time I actually seen those two in a segment that long. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also gonna say this: when I was listening to the segment and watching it, he reminded me of Seth Rogen inside 40-year-old version. Not 40-year-old version, but Knocked Up when he was talking to the girl's husband about what was it? Damn. Listen, they'll come back to me. Deep in Iran. But yeah, the way he sounds and looks reminds me of Skinny Seth. I mean, no comparison because they're both from Canada or whatever, but it was a great segment. And then we didn't have any bloodline there because of legal issues. You know, Jimmy can't go to Canada because of the felony.
So you could see how the storyline been driven, like, oh, what's gonna happen? Is Sami saying, because it seemed like he was lingering, and lo and behold, you know what I mean? It came a time that they needed to kind of drift away. So to me now it's kind of interesting now because he's an honorary who's, you know what I mean? And how the Jay and Jim?
Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah. So how they gonna feel in that dynamic? You know what I mean? That's gonna be interesting. Moving forward, looking at that. You know what I'm saying? But
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens there. We had that go down. Of course, coming out on top ended up being Sheamus. So Sheamus is going to be the one going to the match versus Gunther.
Bro, that match is going to be not for the weak of heart, brother.
Listen, UK fans are going to tear that damn match apart. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
But this was a very strong showing. Like, Sami, like he got hurt at one point. They took him to the back. The Sami came back in like Mick Foley after he fell off the cell. You know what I'm saying? Came back into the match or what have you, just to basically get thrown out the ring. And for Sheamus to hit what's a face with the bro kick and get the dub. So I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. Big meaty man slapping meat once again inside the UK. So we can't wait to see that. And that's exactly why we tuned in to watch wrestling, just to have big meaty men slapping ring, bumping meat. Shout out to Big E. You also had Karrion Kross with the promo and leaving the hourglass behind and stuff like that. This little calling card or what have you. I think this is nice because we don't know where this is going either because he's just there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he has a set person that he's feuding with. I mean, it looks like it's Drew McIntyre, but it also could be Roman Reigns. This man leaving hourglasses behind. We finally got the face-to-face that we've been looking for. We got Roman and Drew inside the ring. Face-to-face segment. And what happens? Sami jumps inside there and catches a bullet for Roman Reigns. You talking about an honorary goose? That man caught a bullet. The man caught a bullet for the big dog. All right? He caught the Claymore kick. If that does not put him inside the bloodline as, you know what I'm saying, honorary, damn honorary, like, no. You are a part of the bloodline. Because you jumped in front of a bullet for me. Ain't no more honorary. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. You part of the fam now. And that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. But I don't know, man. Moving on from that, you had the moment of the night to me was, of course, Ronda Rousey coming out, Ronda Rousey getting taken out of handcuffs, Ronda Rousey having the Stone Cold moment. Then we had the female cop there. Everybody on Twitter's reaction was the same as mine. Is that Tessa Blanchard? Like, the chin was strong, but it wasn't strong enough.
No,
So it wasn't
that's
her.
she's actually another indie wrestler named Casey Spinelli. She's actually really funny and she's a great talent too. She posts like a lot of interesting stuff on her pages. She's got like hella funny personality.
Yeah, so she was out there. Then the internet went crazy because we had a segment where we had maximum male models inside the ring. And then we got an interruption by Hit Row. Hit Row comes in, throws those boys out, and they dropped a brand new song with Private. And performed it live on Fox, across the nation, broadcast TV.
Yo, what an opportunity, you know what I mean, to get on Spotify.
That's the one thing, you know, the people over there at Fox was worried about, you know, too much hip hop. We don't do too Cali with all that hippity hop. But no, the boys came out there, they rocked the stage. Then what happens? Twitter goes into a frenzy. You got the people that were hating before they got released. They finally showed their head back up. Oh, I didn't like the performance. This shit was weak. This shit was. Listen there. Stop the cap. All right. You couldn't write a hot 16, and be able to spit it. All right. Top Dollar spit some lines in there. Okay. First of all, the Kobe line inside there was definitely flames. Okay. Flames. The man said Kobe beef 24 hours, 8 days a week, like 24 and 8. Come on, man. That's Kobe's, both of Kobe Bryant's jersey numbers. Okay, he puts the G-O-D. Come on, man, stop it. Like you gonna act like this man that didn't sit there and actually cook on that beat. But people had an issue with it, and then you know they went to Twitter. My whole thing is if you gonna talk about it, I want you to drop me a 16, drop a verse, and let me hear your shit. And then we're gonna put it next to this. And then we're gonna see where your shit's standing. And we're gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Real recognize real, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Because to be honest, he's probably better lyrically than your favorite guy over there at the other company who does a freestyle every episode. And I'll leave it at that.
You're crazy. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you.
Way too much haterade was consumed during that segment. It was really sad. I mean, I was watching the feeds and everybody just kept shitting on him left and right. I'm guessing a lot of these people probably never actually heard real hip hop before, so you know, maybe they think that mumble rap is where it's at. Personally, I think it's garbage, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe do your homework and then maybe come back and say something smart instead of saying stupid shit.
Yeah, so for all y'all out there talking about that, oh, it was trash.
You're lying.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. We move on from that. Go on to Rampage. Rampage has some bangers, and we're gonna get into this rumors and news. Well, yeah, we had a couple bangers on Rampage. You know, we had Swerve and Our Glory going up against Private Party. That tag team match was absolutely flames, man. Flames. I need more of this. More of this every single week. You had the Thrustbusters, which I do not like the name, going up against the Best Friends. This was actually a trios championship qualifying match. Best Friends go over. We got an appearance by Danhausen, whose birthday was last week as well. Speaking of birthdays being last week on that Friday, shout out to my little brother Jeremy, who actually shares the same birthday as Danhausen. So shout out my little bro. Also, speaking of birthdays, today is my stepmother's birthday. Dale, shout out, happy birthday. My brother Lloyd's birthday just passed as well at the beginning of the month. My best friend Juice, his birthday was at the beginning of the month. My papa's birthday is on the 23rd. Man, it's a lot going on. But speaking of all these free shout outs, that's all y'all get. But no, these matches right here, definitely for 1 hour worth of television time, you're not gonna get anything more than that. Then you had a moment with what was it? Hook versus this what was this guy's name? Zach Clayton.
Yeah, Jersey Shore.
The Jersey Shore guy. Right? How long was that match, Mr. Casanova? What you think? 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Short as shit. I mean, it didn't last long enough to do anything for me personally.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Didn't do anything for me either, man. We also, I mean, but what do you think? What do you think about the direction? I mean, with this, with Hook having this, you know, the FTW championship, now that it's quote unquote recognized now. But what do you think is going on with this, man? Like, because I'm kind of confused. Like, is this going to be a championship to be defended every week? Is it actually going to be a match? Like, where's the value on the title? Because we know where the TNT championship is at. Where's FTW? Where's the value?
It's just like a prop, like, you know what I mean? Like McIntyre walking into a fucking ring with a fucking sword. Just my man walking in, you know, with a belt. That, you know, that created years ago. You know, it's kind of like the BMF from UFC. You think about, you know what I mean?
Oh, yo, that's a good correlation. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yo, you need to be in Iran a lot more, dog, because you be coming up with all sorts of analogies and shit. Like, might be mind blown over here. Like, yo, I didn't even think about that. No, but later on we had Athena going up against homegirl over here, Penelope Ford.
She's still signed?
Yeah, she's still signed, man. We had that happen, right? At the end of the match, you had Jade on top of the stairs with the sledgehammer. Okay? With the sledgehammer. And then she licks this. I wish I would have put the video up, but I didn't want to do that because I don't want to take us in a different direction. But when she licked that sledgehammer, the first thing that popped into my head was,
I said, dost thou tempt me?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing over here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really good? Took the sledgehammer, broke that little angel wings or whatever. We do know it all out. This is the match that we're going to have. Jade versus Athena. Do you think enough has been built, enough things have been done to build this match that has this high anticipation for it?
It should be like, if Athena loses, she got to retire.
So basically what you're saying is there's not enough for us to be, like, you know what I'm saying, all in.
No, we're not all. I don't know, man. It's just Athena, man. She just, from the first time that she came out on that ramp on AEW, it's fucked it up for me, man. Because she should have come in with that mean streak. She was all smiling and shit. Man, I'm like, what the fuck? Even with that time when she came back at NXT, like she came back in a motorcycle, and it was like, you know, like they following it with a drone and shit. And I'm like, yo, that shit was badass. For what? You know what I mean? It's on the real, just stay on Twitch. We'll make more money over there.
Blasphemy!
I think personally she would have personally been better on Impact. Not like on the caliber of a show like AEW. I mean, she was all right in NXT, but I think they could have booked her so much better. But there's no direction for her in the show. Like, she has nothing that's going towards her as a character. Like, she's just there because they put her in a match, and that's it. Like, there's no storyline, no build-up, no nothing. So I just don't see anything promising happening with her as a talent.
No, I got to cut you. That's the rule. Cut you.
Man, listen, y'all talking about y'all don't see nothing in Athena, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think that if Athena wins this TBS championship, then everything that y'all just said is gonna dissipate and disappear. Because if anyone is gonna beat Jade, who else on that roster do you have? Who else? Not nobody. And in this state, I think that Jade may make Athena the quote-unquote star in AEW, even though that she's already a star in her own light. But you know what I'm saying? Like I think that may be it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but there was something that surfaced online. They were saying, we talked about it in a previous show, that WWE is in talks with Naomi and Sasha Banks again. But what if that doesn't go through? And maybe they take one, maybe they take both, or maybe they don't take either. So what if both of those girls, women, let alone, end up in AEW? And then Jade has two opponents that are championship caliber, and one of them whoop her ass, like in maybe a triple threat match for that championship. Because she doesn't have to be pinned. She doesn't have to be pinned if it's a triple threat. Like anybody could be pinned. So I'm saying Sasha Banks, or Mercedes is a real name, or Naomi, Trinity, whatever you want to call them whenever they go to whatever company, one of them could take that title off of her. But I still don't see
Athena.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and see this. Let's see about these rumors and news real quick, because we're getting ready to be at the end of the show. So let's talk about it, man. Rumors and news. Maestro, give me something else real quick. All right, rumors and news. So, first things first, as reported today, the Road Dogg Jesse James has been reinstated with the WWE, and he's going to be working as a producer, executive talent producer, something of that nature, which was crazy because Jeff Jarrett just exited last week, this past Friday. Grand opening, grand closing,
And that's crazy because Road Dogg, he was also a major part in the production for the. Oh shit! Somebody's on. So anyway, breaking news: Johnny Gargano is on Raw.
What? Well, I guess he ain't gonna be in AEW this upcoming Wednesday. Scratch that out the plans.
That just came out like earlier in the show too.
Who?
Trish Stratus, she came out.
Oh no, Trish Stratus, she's back. She's gonna be wrestling. I think she's gonna be doing house shows. But she's gonna be coming back, I think, too, also as as a wrestler. But damn, what the fuck were we talking about before?
We were talking about, before we mentioned Johnny Gargano, we were talking about how Road Dogg is back.
Oh yeah. Road Dogg was the Ric Flair last match. You know what I mean? And it seems like, the best place for him to go and make it better was AEW. Because, they kind of trashed, like about the production and shit. And lo and behold, he was just on Conan podcast. And they're asking him a lot of things. And they say, that shit was on the, on the thing, on the raps. I don't know about that Jeff Jarrett. What about if Conrad actually thinking, you know what? I'm going to start doing my own thing, right? And have Jeff Jarrett run this shit. So maybe, or perhaps Jeff Jarrett still wanted to do them shots, still wrestle. You know what I mean? And they were like, nah, we want you for this. And then again, that was, I don't know what could have been, but I was surprised because to me, Jeff Jarrett, he's knowledgeable and everything, he's doing this shit. So. Yeah.
So basically, we got three out of four members of DX running shit in WWE. We got Triple H running the show, HBK's there, and now Road Dogg's back. So we'll see what happens.
Triple H is the true definition of if I'm on, I'm gonna put my whole team on. Like that's the definition.
No, but what about Road Dogg? But the other person that they could bring in that he'll be best at, you know what I mean? It'll be X-Pac. There you got it. You know what I mean?
Bruh, like I said, Triple H is the definition of if I'm on, my whole team is on. If I'm eating, my whole team is eating. All right? Everyone has a seat at the table. If I got a feast, y'all got a plate. We all eat. So that's what it looks like, what's going down right now. And it would not surprise me if we hear somewhere in the next few months Xbox hired by the WWE. Now, whether it happens or not, it'd be cool. But if it does happen, just remember you heard it here first, right? And other rumors and news, Emma is a free agent. Janelle Dashwood, yeah, her.
Oh, she's on her way back. That's for sure.
You know who else is a free agent? In another week or so, the Good Brothers. So we don't know where they're going.
They've been doing
but when they left, man, they trashed the shit out of WWE when they left the last time around. They clowned the fuck out of them online and everything. Like, so I don't know if they're gonna come back this year.
Everybody do it. Hell, Cody Rhodes trashed WWE for a year straight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like trash talk sounds good, but money sounds a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the money right and the terms are right, then all that stuff that you said before don't even matter. Like, let's not forget. I mean, there's a lot of things we can go back in history and look at. Be like, damn, man, that person sure was talking a lot of, you know what? But they working with this person now. You know what I'm saying? So if the money right, trust me, it would not surprise me. I do know there's a few dates that they do have in New Japan. I don't think it was a long term, but I do know that there were a few dates. And other rumors and news. Yo, we got to talk about it real quick. The Rock has a new show coming out. Should be premiering this fall. Talking about the territories. We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week or the week prior, so I know it's kind of old, but it's still part of rumors and news. Also, in rumors and news, this is more so news. You know what? Damn it, you might as well go ahead and do it right. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about OWA, okay? Let's talk about Good Trouble 4. Let's talk about what we got going on with Good Trouble 4. Let's talk about all the talent that we got announced so far and then some and more coming, okay? Last week we told you about JDX, okay? JDX, if you haven't heard, make sure you go check out the previous episode. Marks and Mites, go ahead and listen to it, man. Go ahead and follow the man on YouTube and all that. One of the best people coming out of the Midwest and all across your TV screen. You've seen him in AEW and AEW Dark Elevation, and you've seen him in a couple episodes as well. You got the former champion, Trey Lamar. He going to be in action as well, okay? You also got, go ahead and check out his interview as well, Marks and Mites as well. You also have O'Shea Edwards, okay? O'Shea Edwards. He gonna be a part of it, a part of the ladder match. Make sure y'all follow him on all the social media. Go ahead and check out the interview. You got Ashton Starr. He's gonna be a part of the whole entire OWA Good Trouble as well. Good to have him back, okay? You also have the main event announced, okay? The main event is there. So we do know one thing. We're going to have a tag match for sure. That's the one thing we do know is that we're going to have a tag match. So that much we can look forward to because they listen. They book more tag team matches. They book more tag teams. So I'm with it. Also, going along with that, Jocelyn Navarro has been announced. I don't have the graphic up, but we'll see in next week's episode. You also have announced for it. I want to say Price is announced for it. Anthony Bennett, I think, is going to be there as well. But there's a lot going on with OWA. I will tell you this. If you want to get in on the action, go to OWA on the Twitter page, click on the link, get your tickets. Be there, come meet us there, man. I mean, it's a good event. We do this every year to commemorate John Lewis. If you see son, go ahead, get in trouble, say something, do something, get in good trouble. So this is what this is commemorating. But I'm looking at the Rolly, looking at the Gucci, and it's about that time. You think it's that time, man? I'm looking.
Yeah, it's real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
So, like we do every single week, man, I just want to definitely thank y'all for tuning in, watching, and whether you listening to us on the podcast, streaming apps, or you watching us on the Book of Faces, watching us on Twitter, watching us on IG, watching us on Twitch, watching us on TikTok, what have you, man. Look, we need y'all to do a few things to be PSAs, right? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to tell you this. Too much negativity can be very, very detrimental to your health, okay? It can have you unbalanced emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, okay? Spread more positive vibes. It takes very little to build someone up than it does to tear them down, all right? Also, along with that, you ain't got to buy the gift for you. I mean, you can get it for someone else. You can go to whatammaneuver.net. You want to go in and get that apparel. You want to spread this positive vibes. It can be easy. You get someone to compliment. You can, do a good gesture. Like I said, go to whatammaneuver.net, get the apparel, get it as a gift for somebody. They can look down at that message as a constant reminder that maybe life isn't as bad as it seems. Maybe, the rain gonna stop, rainbow gonna come out. Maybe, you may get that ice cream from McDonald's. Maybe the price of gas may go down under $2. Who knows? It's a lot of positive things that we can think about as people. Let's go ahead and do that. And also, listen, monkeypox is still, COVID is back with a vengeance. Okay, I can tell you personally from my workplace, man, it's been tearing it up. So I am going to tell you this. The best way to combat COVID is very easy. All right, start off with good hygiene, people. Good hygiene. So the very first thing we're going to need y'all to do is wash your hands. But most importantly, wash that ass, okay? Tell these people what they got to use, Mr. Casanova.
Please use soap and plenty of it.
El Cheese, Poppy, let these people know how they got to do this, man.
Remember, y'all, from face to ass, not ass to face.
Okay? Listen, wash your hands, wash your ass, okay? Use soap, all right? From face to ass, not ass to face. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, what does those news kids say nowadays? We out of here, right? They say peace. Is it peace?
They say sister me, daddy.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's wild, B. But yeah, we up out of here, man. We out of here like last year. We were in like one year. The gauntlet continues, man. The gauntlet continues. But on that note, we out, y'all. Be safe.
Hey, Ronnie. Girl, it look like you got your ass wet. Now, did you at least